how, whatever, help them out with all these different things. So anyway, so what do we got? We've got Amico Home, Amico Astro Smash, Amico Cornhole.
There he is, man of the hour. We're watching your video. We're getting some Amico updates. I was just telling everybody, Rich, there was a Relic gamer sighting in your chat today.
Amico,
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of RetroBro Live. I was just gonna play Elden Ring, to be honest with you. I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but I was like, yeah, you know what? It's news. I mean, what more is there to talk about? Smash JT, Review Tech USA. Shit gets boring, man. It all gets pretty boring, but Amico Home continues to live on, man. This thing just refuses to go away. It's actually kind of amazing that this is still even exists to a degree that there are people that are interested in this thing. The last time I talked about Amico on this channel, me and Sai did the Buddy Cop Retro show. And that was when Atari bought Intellivision. So they bought basically everything the old Intellivision owned. So the name, the games, everything. What was once all Intellivision all those years ago now belongs to Atari. And we're left with this weird company called, I don't even know what it's called, to be honest with you. The Amico company? I don't know what it's called. But it's just Amico, and it's got these shitty mobile games on it that no one really cares about anymore. So I was not expecting this. I was really after the Atari thing. After that was come out and that was done, I basically just assumed this was going to go away. Last line says, been a while since a Buddy Cop Retro show. I'm guessing the holiday stuff put a mini hiatus. Yeah, I mean, we're both busy. Sweet is welcome to come in here. In fact, let me just message him real quick here. And because he might want to talk about this, but I am gonna stream. I'm gonna stream Elden Ring too. I'm not gonna keep this. I mean, although if Sweet and Tender gets in here, it could be a while. So, where the hell is he? There we go. Hey, bro. Streaming Amico content. Join in the Discord chat if you can. So I'll go ahead and drop in my Discord voice chat. Put my headphones on too. Brian F says, so now 20 people can buy it on iOS. Well, the app is free. There's actually some different things with the iOS app compared to the Google Play. Love the new games part of the email. Yeah, we'll go over that. So today, I mean, nobody needs a history lesson, right, on this. It's basically John Alvarado. And I don't even know if Phil Adam wrote this. I don't know who wrote this email. I'm assuming John Alvarado wrote it. But for those that don't know, the Amico Home for iOS was supposed to be out, I think, months ago. This was delayed, as well as Rigid Force Redux. That kept getting delayed. I don't even think that's out yet. But they dropped this new email here, so I'm not going to go through this line by line. I mean, honestly, do we care? So, I mean, obviously, the main difference with the Amico Home on iOS and Amico on the Amico Home on the Google Play Store is on the Google Play, you can run Amico Home on your phone, and then you have to download a separate controller app, and you can buy the games through the Amico Home. In iOS, you don't need the Amico Home app. You can just download the games, play them, but you still need a second controller. It's fucking stupid. Whoever came up with that idea is a complete moron. It's janky. No one's ever going to do that. The second you put some sort of roadblock in front of a casual player's experience, you're just going to turn it off. Whether that be a price, a inconvenience, they're just going to stop. That's how mobile gamers are, just very casual. So nobody is playing this thing outside of like 20 people that are still in their Discord. Super excited about this. 15 to 20 sales per game. Yeah, that's probably about right, Brian F. It's junk. For those that don't know, I was fully on board with the console. Like when the console was a thing and I wanted to be a thing, yeah, dude, like I thought it was a good idea. You know, people can disagree with me and that's fine. We all have our opinions, but at least a console would have been something different. a clunky like Android or iOS app. Nobody gives a shit about that. But they're hanging on, man. They're hanging on. The app was just so they can legally say they released the Amico. But yeah, but they still keep going, and that's the thing. Like they just continue and continue to go, and it's fucking weird, man. So Rigid Force Redux Enhanced. Again, this is something that should have been out months ago. Oh, but first the Amico controller app. Let's talk about this. So back, I don't know, probably a year ago, when Amico said they were gonna release these controllers, they were supposed to be out. I think it was last June. When they released the June of 2024, when they released that update and said the controllers are going to be available for the holiday season. Well, that's not the case at this point. Obviously, we know Christmas is 9 days away. That's not happening. But they kind of just stopped talking about it. Like it just went by the wayside. No one said anything. Well, apparently the Amico controller app has been available. Well, this is the app on the iOS. Okay, well, we don't care about that. We actually want to talk about the Amico controller hardware. Over the summer, we made substantial progress on support for our hardware Bluetooth Amico controller on Amico Home for Android. Okay, progress, which means it doesn't work yet. It just means it's progress. Now that we have shipped Amico Home on iOS, and there's that wording, we shipped Amico. Going back to what Drunky Cheese was saying in the chat, you're on to something there, Scott. You're on to something because... yeah, nobody ships an app. That's very weird verbiage. It makes me think that that is legalese for, hey, look what we did. We shipped the Amico. We will resume work on support for the Amico hardware controllers in the new year. So it was never done. It was never close to being done. That was just another outright lie that they continued to peddle, and people eat it up. People eat it up. I'm getting a little behind in the chat here, so let me go through the chat real quick. Welcome, Qya. Welcome, Moncletti. I'm not sure how you say that. Brian F. And last line. Monclet, there is zero lag. The games run buttery smooth. I don't know about you guys, but my kids are begging for Harlem Globetrotters and cornhole for Christmas. We've all been cornholed. Your kids are in high school now. Amico took too long. My oldest is actually in college, believe it or not. She's in college, dude. Kids want Nintendo and PlayStations, exactly, and Switches, and Xboxes even. The Xbox Series S is more popular, would ever be more popular than Amico Home. They would even take an Xbox over an Amico. Yeah, hey bro, what's up? What's up, Data Hombre? Yep, you said it right. So the controller was never done. Like that's not happening. Amico Dev Program. This is interesting, right? Who are these Amico indie devs? Now, I can speak as an indie dev who has released now 2 games. One of them is on Steam. I would never put a game. What kind of benefits would you have to put a game on the Amico? So this program, it says our independent developer program marches forward. We have implemented back-end support for communication with our indie developers and delivering documentation tools and assets. We have some indie games in development in the current closed beta phase of the program. We plan to open beta in the new year and are eager to see the creativity of indie developers blossom on Amico. Nobody. What kind? I'm going to be very curious to see what kinds of games these are. There's zero reason to put these things on an Amico. It is incredibly easy to put a game on Steam. It's like stupid easy, actually. That's why there's so many games on Steam. You could argue that, the Amico is going to show your game. There's like, again, maybe 15, 20 people using that app. And no casual player is ever going to be... There's never going to be a multitude of casual players that are looking for this type of stuff on Android or iOS, and suddenly your game blows up. You have a better chance of whatever your chances are on Steam of blowing up. You're 1 in thousands or whatever it is. You're better off on Steam. So it's just insane. There's supposedly new games. Finnegan Fox that was supposed to be announced. That was supposed to come. I don't know how Evil Knievel is not out yet. Or maybe it is now, but it wasn't for so long. I mean, this is just not New box edition singles. I mean, we know about this. The box is still saying Intellivision on them. I'm not sure how that's allowed still. I don't know how Atari doesn't send them a DMCA at that point. Only TJ, Ferreira, and Relic play the Amico app. Actually, I got some Relic news. There has been a Relic gamer sighting tonight. Just 5 minutes before I went on, there was a Relic gamer sighting. And you guys are going to be actually pretty surprised by this. So yeah, I mean, nothing. I don't see the purpose of this update. I don't see the use for it. It's more nonsense. It's more jargon. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. They even at the bottom here had to put that Astro Smash as a registered trademark of BBG Entertainment, and Missile Command is a trademark of Atari. Rigid Force Redux is forever made that. Shark for BBG. Because remember, BBG owns Astro Smash and Shark now. Atari doesn't own those. Neither does Amico. They've sold everything they have. But going on to the Relic gamer site, if we were to watch this, guys, this is a Bacon Ice Cream Productions update video of the Amico Home on iOS. So for those that don't know, full disclosure, I am okay with Rich. Bacon Ice Cream Production and I are on speaking terms. It's more of a, hey, how are you? Hope you're good. Hope the family's good. He is a nice guy. Unfortunately, he's a little off base. I don't know why he's so excited about the Amico stuff, but we're going to watch this here because at the end of this, there's a very important...
Team RTFC welcoming you.
There's a very important Relic gamer sighting that I'll tell you guys about. Evil is out already.
And we're going to be talking about Amico Home. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yes stuff.
Now you can get a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Make your next getaway your best one yet. Drive away now in one of our most popular models.
Oh my God.
Very soon. Of course, tomorrow, Good Times with Great Friends. Don't forget, a little housekeeping stuff here, making noises at me. I'm going to get rid of that real quick. All right, so, like I said, Amico news update. Let's check it out. Let's check it out, shall we? All right.
By the way, so far, this is the only Amico video that I've been able to find on this.
So we've got winter holiday update.
And for those that don't know, Bacon Ice Cream Productions is one of those testers that we hear so much about. I mean, Amico, whoever owns Amico at this point, they're really just letting anybody just test these games and calling them testers. I think at one point they were like in their Discord and they're asking people to be like event planners or some weird shit like that. I have no idea. It's weird.
2024, we got rigid.
I'm banned from the Discord, so anything I see from the Discord is usually just on the Amico Reddit at this point. So whoever is reposting that stuff, I appreciate it because I've been IP banned from them. I can't even get on under like an alt at this point.
Rigid Force Redux enhanced. That's pretty cool. Got the Amico Home logo there. We got happy holidays and good cheer to everyone around the world. We have some exciting news to share about Amico Home and a few other updates. Amico Home for iOS. We're delighted to announce that all of our iPhone and iPad users that Amico Home and 5 Amico games are available now in the Apple App Store. This is true. I was actually part, as a little disclaimer,
Yeah, Amico, yeah, the public Wi-Fi doesn't connect. You have to be over your home Wi-Fi, so it's useless if you're like in a hotel room or bar or whatever it is that DJC wanted to do with like his weird bar. I don't know. It was a fucking something. See, this is why I need Sweet and Tender here because he'd be able to like pull that clip right away.
The team has been helping out on Amico Home since its inception. So I knew this part of the announcement already because I've been making sure that they work on things like our phones and tablets and all that kind of stuff. I have many devices and have access to many devices. So it was actually pretty cool and a privilege to be able to help these guys out to show them how whatever help them out with all these different things. So anyway, so what do we got? We've got Amico Home, Amico Astro Smash, Amico Cornhole.
There he is, man of the hour. We're watching your video. We're getting some Amico updates. I was just telling everybody, Rich, there was a Relic gamer sighting in your chat today.
Amico Missile Command, Rigid Force Redux Enhanced, and Amico Shark. The 2 other games that are currently available on Android Amico Home, which is Dart Frenzy and Sideswipers, will soon follow for iOS. So they're still in testing and approval phase, and they'll get launched pretty soon. So.
Did Homebray says, is Tommy still reaping the financial benefits? I honestly don't know what he is at this point. I know he is supposedly somebody in the, I don't know if he's still part of the company even. I have no idea. It's Bacon watching Bacon.
That's
Wait, the Discord is open. I'm in the Discord if you want to hop in.
They say
on my channel.
Hello. Please send us your feedback about iOS Amico Home at Amico Club. Not a member, sign up for free to get member perks, general support, and access to our Amico community Discord server where we share the latest news and have a good time discussing all things Amico. So yeah, that's just, I think this is like the fast becoming like the official place to go get news. Now, you guys, if you've been seeing news come out on the Amico Facebook group, you guys can go there too. Yeah, there's all sorts of different places you can get like news about this particular thing. But if you want like official stuff,
do you want to come on? I need the Max clip for that. Max still hasn't gotten his refund, by the way. I asked him like a couple weeks ago. He's like, no, haven't gotten it. I was like, damn, that sucks, bro.
The Discord is probably the way to go. You know, the teams that work on this, like the actual like teams, development guys, and all that kind of stuff, indie game devs, like all those guys, they're in the Discord. So if you want to know like what's going on in Amico land, go to the Discord, because there's just some stuff out there like there's like people just get the stories like this and then fill in the blanks, where some of those answers are already available, so you can just go to the Discord and get them. So I would say if you're looking for like real,
well, they have to fill in the blanks though, because I mean, other than these weird updates, you're really not even allowed to ask questions in that Discord. There was a post months ago. Basically, John Alvarado said you're not allowed to ask probing questions regarding hardware, or basically like, hey, what's going on with the Amicos? Like, is this still going to happen? You're told don't ask these types of questions. Tell him to email support. He's emailed them 100 times, bro. I think they've been getting those done. He's been asking for a refund. I don't know, maybe you have a contact there, but he's been emailing them. I think he's given up. I mean, if you have somebody you can reach out to, Rich, that would be great, because I think Max definitely deserves his refund. So maybe you could put a bug in someone's ear. I know he has emailed them over and over again.
News and you want the deal, go to the Amico Discord, and you can do that. Now, how do you get this email? Well, if you were on the original list, the original like a mailing list, you would have gotten this in an email blast. This went out as an email. So it should be in your inbox. So just check it out and you can get a Fire Cube and Fire Stick.
See.
At Progressive, we don't believe in a cookie-cutter approach to career growth and development. The roles within our...
You can just put Amico Home on there and then just run the app. This is important, because if you have the old Amico controller app and you don't upgrade, when you go to try to like connect to your thing, it might actually not connect and do all. So it's a brand new title that has come out at side-scrolling shooters into Enemy Fire and Ops edition games for Amico.
We know about this. I think you show the
new one Amico Home. Up to 3 friends may come in that game, the new multiplayer like feature thing that we can do.
So I was kind of excited about Finnegan Fox early on until I actually played it with a touchscreen. A platformer on a touchscreen does not work. It just doesn't. I mean, maybe for a kid who's never played a platformer with a controller, it might work, but if you've ever played any type of platformer with a controller, it's not intuitive at all on a touchscreen.
Is the fact that the Amico Home project is not just like vaporware and everyone have it. Family and friends together with Amico Gaming. Thanks to our Android users for supporting Amico Home on Google Play Store and Amazon App Store. And finally, a very special thank you to our Amico Discord community for the valuable testing and feedback that has helped us improve Amico Home and Amico games on all platforms. Best wishes to everyone for a wonderful holiday season. Warm regards, Team Amico, and then all the stuff about like the trademark stuff for Astro Smash and Mystical Man and Rigid Force Redux and Shark and everybody else is owned by everybody else. All right, cool. So there you have it. There is the Amico Home news update. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, one of the things that again that I'm happy that is a thing is the fact that the Amico Home project is not just like vaporware and everyone's gone and there's nothing to do and you can't even play any games and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm so glad that it's like just here and we can play it and then we can talk about it and it keeps coming out and games keep coming out and you can play them. It's great. I know some people out there like want to talk about like pricing and stuff about games. Well, I mean, if you have had an Atari VCS, then you know that the price of games that look and
yeah,
like
but
this,
here's the thing with that, bro. Like, that's on a console, so I get like your argument at that point, but those are console games. The problem I feel that they have is okay, I guess like what's their end goal, right? If it's just like, hey, we want these hardcore fans to be able to play these games, so we created this app. We'll charge you $15 for 20 people, who are really excited to play these games at this point. Okay, great, $15 for that. But like if you excuse me, if you want to have like long-term success, which is what I'm sure they want, you can't charge $15 for a mobile phone game app, dude. Like, I bet you that would be someone should do the research. Like, I wonder what like the average, first of all, it's probably $0. Like, the majority of money spent to actually download a mobile game app is $0, and then all the money's made through ads. I bet you there's a very, very small percentage of gamers, like less than 1% of mobile gamers probably actually play like for the actual game itself. And that's for like $1, $2. These are $15. It's too much.
Most part are almost in line with stuff that you find on day one on Atari VCS.
$15 on like an actual console, I would have been okay with that. Even like Steam, I'm like, okay. Even on Steam, it's probably too much for those types of games.
From just about any independent.
I see these games the same way. Heck, I'd pay $15 for yours, to be honest, and I know I see them differently than most. I appreciate that. I would not pay $15 for my game, but I appreciate the kind words. That's why it's $1.99 and not $15. But no, I mean, listen, right? Value is subjective. Okay, I totally get that, and that's why I go to the argument that you can say there can be an argument made, right, for people that are hardcore fans like yourself and just want to play these games. Like, I guess you'd have to ask the question to Phil Adam, like, hey, what is your end goal? Is your end goal to sell like millions of these games on mobile? Or are you trying to get enough money to then go actually make a console? Because if he says yes to either of those two, then you're not going to ever get that charging $15 for games. If it's like, hey, no, we just want these hardcore fans to play them, okay, fine, I get that.
Developer, period. But most importantly, they're almost an exact.
The official Mario Bros. Platformer on mobile did the flat price, no ads, but they have no reputation. And even if I remember, Q, that didn't sell very well. A lot of people downloaded it. I think it was $4.99 at the time, and then deleted it. I know that's what I did. It was that Infinite Runner.
Parity with what you would see out of Atari. So every Recharge game, for example, is around the $14.99 mark. So I bought every single one of the Recharge games. Some of them are awesome. Some of them are cool. None of them are really not great, but you know, it's like I have played a lot more of some than I have of others. And I'm sure the same is the exact same with Amico Home games. As far as that, if I was the consumer buying them,
I thought he played the Amico Home on here. I was looking forward to a demo, Rich. How dare you?
But at $15, I think I like my buddy, one of my buddies at work here. He has a philosophy that the game is, if you spend, I think his ratio is, I think it's $10 for an hour of entertainment, because it's about, you know, like if you get to 15, 20 bucks, like it's about like a movie ticket. You know, in my area, it's $15.99 or something like that for a movie ticket, right? So that's 2.5 hours. So if you can get 2.5 hours of content in general from a thing that you pay $15 for, then you've gotten at least that much that's in parity with something you would go and watch a movie for or something. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm like,
and that would be okay too if I could just play them on my phone and don't need extra devices. Like, I think that's their biggest, that's another, maybe other than price, that's their second biggest stumbling block, is that it's just not intuitive. Like, once you get it going, maybe it's intuitive, but I seen a comment that we'll get into here in a minute on that.
Okay. You know, I can see that. Sometimes I agree with it. Sometimes I don't agree with it, but you know, for $15, have I played more than 2 hours of every single one of these games? Well, I mean, yeah, because
I asked the viewers in this vid if they want to see me fun for 5 each game. If someone asks, I will.
Doing testing and all that stuff, but
you should show them playing, like, because we've seen the games. I mean, you should show the process of getting it all set up. I would like to see that.
I also on
one in the chat if we want to see Bacon Ice Cream do a fun for 5 for the games. One in the chat.
Android have purchased every single one of their releases on Android, so I can play it on this Firebox that's right next to me, so I can do stuff like show you guys on the show what these games look like. So do I feel any kind of bad about paying $15 for the games? No, I don't know. I mean, it's $15. Because again, it's $15 on Atari VCS for one of the Recharge games. It's $15.
See, I'm a little different, dude. Like, for me, if it's like an indie game, my top limit is like $15, and it's got to be a good game. Like, I hate when I spend $10, $15 for a game and I get like an hour's worth of playtime. That kind of sucks. You know, gaming, movies, a little bit different. I don't go to the movie theaters anymore because it's too expensive. I think the last time I went to the movies was Deadpool Wolverine. I was by myself and it was like $18 plus I got a beer. So like the whole thing was like $30 just for me to go sit down and watch a movie. I felt totally ripped off. But I'm a cheap ass. So that's me. I spend money in other areas of my life.
For Rigid Force Redux Enhanced. Okay, it's $15 for Finnegan Fox or Evil Knievel. Okay, sure. You know, did I pay less for a different version of it on the phone like a couple years ago for Evil Knievel? Yeah, I did. But does it have as many features? No, the other one doesn't. The new one has more features. So therefore, okay, I'll pay the extra money to do whatever. It's because it's a new release. So, that's where I'm at with that. So anyway, that's it. It's a little rambly for this news line. I apologize for that. Just going through, there's a ton of.
By the way, shout out for the representing the Model 1 Genesis. That's the best Sega Genesis model.
Ton of thing.
I refuse to own any other model of Genesis. What's up, Slotham? Rich is still shilling, man. I will give it to Rich. He is in the chat watching, giving us some insider info. But there's still the diehards, man. They're still around. Amico is still. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Listen, what do you say? John Alvarado is getting his gold bullion and taking it back to his pirate ship with these $14.99 games, man.
Encourage you guys, go check your email, reread everything. I probably missed some stuff. I definitely was like fumbling over things. It's all good. It's a Monday. I got people tearing apart my house right now. It's like
shout out 2772.
So anyway.
So we kept the cameras rolling, and
I refuse to pay for Prime. You guys have to deal with this shit as much as I do.
That's what I got for you guys. Also, if you guys made it to the end of the video and you want to see Amico Home content on this channel, like me playing the games on Amico Home on this channel, please say in the comments, yes, I want to see Fun for Fives of these games on the channel. We will do it. It's 100%. We will just do it. So let me know, and we will make that happen. And if not, then that's fine. I might do them anyway. But of course, I mean, when there's big news, when they have like the updates or whatever, of course, we're always going to cover it on the news line because that's what we do here as well. And that's pretty much it. So with all that being said, it is now time to end this video here on Bacon Ice Cream Productions. And we got to do one thing and one thing only. And you know what that is. That's right. It's thanking every single member of.
So that's the Amico Home update. Good video by Rich. Going strong, man. He's holding on hope. Bacon says, hey man, I keep saying it. I just want the games. I wonder if Atari has any of the rights. Rich, this would be a good question for you. Maybe you could take this to the inside. The current games that are going to be on like this Amico Home app or whatever it is, are those going to be on Steam as well? That'd be, I mean, I might play like, I don't know. I refuse to pay $15 for Astro Smash. Game's fun, but I'm not paying $15 for it. I'm definitely not buying Shark. That's like a kid's game. And I just don't care about an old school Intellivision property, so I don't give a shit about that game. All right, so we have a Relic Gamer spotting. I promised you guys a Relic Gamer spotting, right? I haven't seen Relic Gamer in a while. I don't talk to Relic Gamer anymore. As far as I know, he doesn't like me, rightfully so. I don't really like him anymore. It is what it is. But Relic Gamer coming in here with some criticism tonight. He says, nice video, but unfortunately this is destined to crash and burn. Whoa. Relic Gamer is a hater. Put him in the haters folders, guys. We are officially living in some sort of alternate universe. Like, who would have thought we'd live to see the day that Relic Gamer becomes a hater? I bought games on the Amico Home app and I got it to work one time and the controllers never linked ever again, and I had problems before. I hadn't touched it, and I had problems before. Okay, he doesn't use punctuation apparently. I haven't touched it in probably a year. I tried to do it again, same problem, never connects with the controller app, and there's no way to navigate the console app itself. So yeah, this is a big fail. That's the thing, right? So if you download Amico Home on your phone, right, there's zero way to actually like do anything in the Home app via touchscreen, nothing. You can't, like, I could open the app. I don't know if I have it anymore. Let me see if I do. I don't think I do. Oh, wow, I do. Holy shit. I still have this on here. So let me go. Right here, okay. I don't know if you can see that, but I can't, like, there's no way to move around in the app. Like, I can't go into settings. Yeah, it just tells you like, hey, you need a separate controller. So basically I have to go find another device, download the controller app to even just make changes on here. Like, I have to actually like force close the app from my phone. This is what I'm talking about. This is like a stumbling block for people. If I were like casually trying to like if I was casually trying to like just download some fun games or whatever, I would immediately just close that out because it's frustrating. Like I know what needs to be done, and it's incredibly frustrating. And Relic Gamer here is saying that he has trouble connecting other phones and using them as a controller. I mean, listen, if he's critical of it, right? There's got to be issues, because we know, much like how I was very early on when I was, you know, an official Amico shill, I was very reluctant to call out any criticism because, you know, the excuse I used was like, well, it's still beta. They're going to work these things out. It's not out yet. I mean, this is out. This is on the Android. This is on iOS. It's convoluted. It's not user friendly at all. Relic Gamer goes on to say they really should have control on Amico Home app without a controller so that you can figure out a way to get them to link. Unfortunately, they never link, so you have no control over your dashboard. I'm sorry, it's been a year and I still have this problem. So yeah, I'm kind of out. I don't have time for this. And that's unfortunate. I know Relic Gamer is a big, you know, old school Intellivision fan. So that sucks. That sucks for him. This is just a non-starter. It should work right out of the box. You download the app, they link, and you should work. I shouldn't have to play email phone tag to see what it takes to get this to work. It should just work on its own. Relic Gamer, ladies and gentlemen. Is he out? Do we officially put him in the haters, in the haters folder? Or is he just making sense at this point? I mean, because it is. He's 100% right. I will tell you, I did link it one time with another controller. I didn't have issues, but I didn't try and play any games. I literally just linked my wife's phone to see if it would work. And I was like, oh, look, it works. Turned it off. Never used it ever again. I didn't like ever have any type of like continued use with it. But yeah, let's look at the chat here. Bacon, it's an odd question, but as it turns out, a few of us have. I'm not sure what you asked him there. Dude, there is no Amico Home app. They dumped the guts of the Amico to an APK and stuck it on the App Store to avoid lawsuits. That's a theory, right? That was a big theory. Again, you go back and you look at that email and they said they used the word shipped for Amico Home. I thought that was a weird verbiage to put that in there. Relic has joined the dark side. Qya says, or Junkie Cheese says, Qya 100. Bacon Ice Cream says, it depends on the network, but yeah, I don't think anyone is saying it's flawless. It is easy, though, as long as you know it's on the same Wi-Fi. They shipped Amico, Scott. Weird choice of words. Weird choice, Scott. Weird choice. I need to get a soundboard. I keep telling myself I'm going to do it, and I've been too busy. So that's the Amico Home update, right? I don't know. There's not much more. There's not much more than that. I don't know. Pat and Ian did a real. Do you guys want to go over the Pat and Ian video? I thought theirs was really good. I know. Sweet's not the biggest Pat fan. Neither am I. Of course, you guys know I have that sound drop, that infamous sound drop.
So I assume we're talking
from him. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Sweet, jump on the Discord, bro, and we can watch this fucking Pat video, or else I'm gonna just play Elden Ring.
CU podcast is brought to you by The Perfect Gene. The air's frosty, my schedule's packed.
I love this that they're they did a premiere one time because they're shilling these weird like
stretchy enough for second or even third
stretchy jeans.
To go full couch potato.
And for those that don't know, Pat got fat. We got a fat Pat sighting. And I said something about those must work great
jeans. The Perfect Gene is over
for all the extra fluff. And he's like, it was like a very casual fat joke that I threw at him. He did not appreciate that.
Long. And I love these jeans. I was very skeptical about a stretchy jean when we first heard about them. I didn't think they were.
I'm sad he never told me how the pastries I got him were. You got him pastries? Bacon, did you send Pat pastries? I didn't hear about this. Fat Country.
Gonna be for me. I wear them literally every
big
single
fan.
day now.
I've worn them going out on a date, hanging out with Frank.
Bro, these guys will fucking shill for anything. They do ball shavers. They do these jeans. There was another weird. There's like a bidet that they shill for. Come on, man. Like, hey, like just any sponsorship, we'll take it. It doesn't matter.
Going to the movies, going shopping. They're the most comfortable jeans I've ever owned. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free.
Bro, if you're crushing your balls in your jeans, just buy a bigger pair of jeans.
exchanges when you use code CUPodcast15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code CUPodcast15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the CU Podcast and tell them we sent you. F your khakis and get the perfect gene. Ian, speaking of
disappointment.
Yeah.
I was. We haven't talked about the Amico a lot because there's nothing going.
Bro, they both got fat. Holy shit! Look at Ian. Ian is ballooned up. Listen, I put on some weight too. Okay, like I'm not like over the holidays. Usually, I put on about a good 10. You know, if I push it, I'll go to 15. But it comes off quick. Like I already got my whole regiment set up. The week after Christmas, I'm hitting it hard.
On with Amico.
I mean, Jesus, control yourself a little bit.
You know, basically dead as we know it, but there is still a small dedicated group of people that still seem to tout it and look forward to it. So a couple of things that were said to be done by the end of the year that are not.
Kids think Ian is Santa Claus this year.
Available.
Oh no!
On the console, despite multiple announcements from John Alvarado talking about it going
lead
into
engineer.
Tony TGD isn't making YouTube videos anymore. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Really knows. Beta testing means he flips it on and checks for a couple of bugs. His kids check for a couple of bugs. The people who he had testing on Amico units never did any actual testing and never played the games.
I just realized I had the volume really fucking low.
So Finnegan Fox not out. The other big one that I think we all knew was bullshit immediately, except for the true believers, is that there was that weird. We thought it was weird at the time when the roadmap was released that all of a sudden they brought back the Amico controllers were going to be out by Christmas.
Okay, I had the roadmap in front of me for the Intellivision Square Amico. Remember, it came out in April, the roadmap for the rest of the year.
They were going to test the controllers in the summer, and then the controllers were going to be ready by December.
Available to public, so manufactured.
Yeah, what a big surprise, man. Amico missed a hardware deadline. That's like their entire existence is just missing hardware deadlines. Yeah, I don't think Tony's going to be around much anymore, Bacon. He put something on his channel that he's not doing content anymore. Apparently he's got some personal shit he's working through. I have no idea. He won't talk about what it is.
Goal summer, goal Christmas. Available to public.
Testing in the summer, but on store shelves by Christmas. Dubious claim. And they got people looking for them, and people, you know, John was like, they're not coming out this year. And this was just an unforced error on their part, because I don't think people were like clamoring for the controllers. Those appeared. I remember being very shocked when they appeared on the roadmap, because now they're not just talking about getting the games released for Amico Home. Sure, they've actually put another hardware goal on them on there for them to fail at.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's not like, it's still tough. It's easier to do the controllers versus the console, but it's still hard to do hardware. It's still difficult to manufacture hardware.
It's like tying your shoes together on purpose and then running. You're setting yourself up to fall.
This isn't like a Hyperkin aftermarket Super Nintendo pad with like, you know, 8 buttons. This has motion controls and a vibration and a crappy LCD screen.
You could have gone to AliExpress and looked up any plug and play USB controller and
1.5 looks like he has Tourette's. Like because he fidgets a lot, and it's like on normal speed you can kind of tell he fidgets. But then when you put it on 1.5, it looks like he's having a seizure, actually.
Or Amico on the top printing, and you could have had that, but no, you decided out of nowhere that the controllers were coming.
You're actually right. If they got like some PS5 third-party shitty controller that had some motion thing, you could tilt it and said, "This is our Amico controller." You know, no LCD screen. You probably would have been fine.
Rebranded Amico controller, just like this is.
Yeah, I agree with that. They should just do that, man. That makes more sense at this point. It'd be a lot cheaper too.
New tech, it's better. Tommy signed off on it, and he said it was great.
And the faithful would have said, "Oh, I see why. This is fine. I love this."
Well, so I'm going to get into that more in a minute here. But the problem is if they had realized how faithful some of these people were going to be, they would have gone. Okay, so here's the big update, though. This is the one that I find the most hilarious. We've talked about Amico Home. Amico Home was how Amico pivoted after the disaster that was the Amico console. Tommy was out of the picture. Phil Adam was updating once every 6 weeks, 6 months when he wasn't, vacationing somewhere. And Amico Home was what they were going to do to kind of just like salvage it. It's an app that you download onto your Android device that you then go into. You start the app up. That's the Amico Home app. The app is the console. Okay, the app is the console. Inside that app, there's a store where you purchase the Amico games that are for sale. I think there's like 4 of them right now. I think it's like Missile Command.
I'll look it up while I talk. Get back on there.
So you download those, then you fire it up, and you whip out your second phone because everyone
whip out something, all right?
Because everyone's traveling with 2 phones to start the controller app. So 2 apps.
So to give them credit, in theory, you could like run one on a tablet. The Amico Home didn't have a phone.
Well, sure, but
2 mobile devices.
You still need 2 mobile devices, which is fucking ridiculous.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
Because
yeah, it is ridiculous. Like everybody with a brain in their head realizes that's ridiculous. Like Q said, man, they just put the guts into an APK and dumped it onto the Android store. 100% what they did. Apparently that's really easy to do because a guy who was working for, he was doing that bash box He actually converted my first game to an APK. Took him like 2 minutes. So I can't imagine it was very hard for Intellivision to do that.
You can run games on a tablet.
And that explains why you can't, like, they didn't bother implementing any kind of like touch screens into the actual Amico Home app.
Just use a controller. I mean,
yeah, but we're not being reasonable. We're being Amico, not even Intellivision more. You know, they got to think outside the box.
Right. So we universally panned this, and every.
Yo, what up, Born? Is it reasonable to think that since Atari now owns Intellivision, that the Amico console should be releasing? Yeah, it's never going to release. I mean, it's a rhetorical question because we know the answer to it. But number two, yeah, they missed their window. Like, the window to release this console was, I would say, between 2019 up to the end of 2021. After that, it was just doomed to fail. I mean, you could argue that it was doomed to fail before that anyways. But after that, it was pretty much a done deal. They stood no chance.
Everyone's like, this is really dumb. Why would I want to play a cell phone quality game for $15 that I have to download 2 apps for? And it's absurd. Why overcomplicate this?
Update to the controller app. 3.5 stars, 12 reviews.
Wow.
Let's see, Amico.
And the whole year, they kept talking about how it was in testing for iOS. It's in testing for iOS. Amico Home's coming any day now. Despite the fact that anyone who knows even a little bit about online stores in the Apple ecosystem knows that Apple wasn't going to go for that. Apple does not want you to have your own store within your app.
Yes, they want to get as much of the 30% as possible by selling. They want you to buy directly from Apple.
Bacon Ice Cream says the concept of the Home app is to create an experience that you are using a virtual console, so to speak, as it would be implied that you need a device to display and one to control. That would have worked 10 years ago, probably 10, 15 years ago, when not everything had controls on an app. There's other, I can't remember the name of it, but there's another app, and this is how they should have done it, on the Android Home Store. It's made for kids, and there's a ton of games on it. You can download it onto your phone, sling it to your TV, and play it right off your phone. You never have to download anything other than that app. That's how they should have done it. And that is a virtual console, same concept. This feels like it was just thrown out there.
So we knew this was
that was the whole fucking Fortnite lawsuit. Yeah, and shit like that. And Microsoft, yeah.
So
Microsoft was separate, but yeah, they're own lawsuit.
Amico Home is in review for the iOS. They stated 5 or 6 days ago. Here's the thing from John Alvarado. This is on the Intellivision Amico subreddit. The cat is out of the bag. I had to publish at least one game to be able to test the function of buying a game from the Amico Home shop. That testing happened yesterday, and I've submitted Amico Home for publication review.
On iOS?
Yes. Once that is approved, I will submit the rest of the games, and public launch will follow once those are approved.
Okay.
On iOS, the Amico Home app is not required for the games to connect to the Amico controller app as is required on Android. Meaning, the Amico Home app is useless. You just download the games, and then you play them on the controller with the controller app. So you still need two mobile devices, but you only need, on iOS, you just need the game and Amico Home.
So right now,
you just need the game, and then on the other controller, you need the controller app. Okay. You don't need to go into the Amico Home app to do anything, but they're going to release it on Apple anyway.
So right now, Ian, on iOS, I have to look up Google Play Store in a second on what's available right there for the number of games.
I think Astro Smash is the only one that's available on iOS right now.
So it's separate. It just says Amico Astro Smash.
Yeah.
By Intellivision, because they don't. I'm not narking you, but Atari should not allowed to use the Intellivision name anymore on these apps, by the way. You're marked Intellivision company on this, and you don't exist anymore. So for $15, I can get Astro Smash. Two 5-star reviews, by the way, on there. Age 9+ years old. Oh, for people that are playing it. I'm sorry, not for how old the game is. Yeah. The game looks like it's forever old. Protect Earth.
Also, Astro Smash can be played by a fucking 5-year-old, a 6-year-old.
Protect Earth from mysterious asteroids by blasting the pieces. Required 1 or more additional mobile devices running the free Amico controller app to act as a wireless game controller over a shared Wi-Fi network. The game itself has no on-screen touch controls. Why couldn't you add them as an option? How hard would it have been in this day and age as an option for on-screen controls?
And this is not hard. They're just lazy, bro. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. First of all, I don't think John Alvarado's stupid. I don't know. Maybe he is, because he says he's working all the time. So maybe he's not lazy either. So maybe he is stupid. I have no idea. But it's just like there's no reason for it other than like half-assing it, that they couldn't just put touch control screens on the Amico Home app. The license allows them to use the name. By the way, it was in the press release. It allows them to use the Atari name. or the Intellivision name on hardware products? I know they were allowed to use the like Astro Smash name and stuff like that, because that's now intellectual property of Atari. But I didn't know they were allowed to use like the Intellivision name. I'd have to go back and read that press release. You're probably right. I guess it's weird that they would allow them to use that. Of course, Alvarado is stupid. Look at that mustache on a straight man in California. Well, he's a pirate.
It's not a typical. It's not a typical mobile game. Go on, Ian.
And there are people who still think this is fine. Not many, but there are. There are so many true believers, but they are so close to being at the point that what we said and other people said they should do when they announced this. Release the games on mobile systems or on digital storefronts, see what kind of response you get, and then if you really want to make a console, you worry about it then. And now we're at that point where that is what they're doing, and there are still some diehards. And I can't help but think that if they had just not done this completely back-asswards, and they...
Back-asswards?
Yeah. And you never heard that before?
That's ass-backwards.
Yeah.
The back-asswards.
Had they done that, with how devoted some of these people are and how little they needed, if you had just trickled out iPhone versions of these games,
yes,
people would have stuck with you.
Maybe for like 50 people, but yes.
I feel like they would have had a larger chance of retaining dupes.
200 people
had they. Well, right, but I'm just saying to end with this, to end with the cheapest, most bare bone options as everything is dying and sputtering. If you had just started with this, you might still have some people interested. You might have a subreddit with 200 people talking about Amico games, but no, you had to try to do the big thing first.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking up because the Amico Home apps, you can still buy the game separately on Google Play Store. So Astro Smash is 15. Intellivision cornhole. Are you allowed to use the trademark Intellivision on your cornhole? Doesn't sound good.
Right, but I think you need the Amico Home app to run those games on Android.
I'm gonna click on the cornhole.
It literally says, I mean, that's what John Alvarado is saying right here.
You don't need Home. You need the controller app to run cornhole. That's what it says out here.
Okay, well, it says here. I mean, John's saying as of a couple days ago, the Amico Home app is not required for the games to connect to the Amico controller app as is required on Android. I don't know I don't know what the infrastructure is. Maybe they changed that within the past couple of days.
I'm allowed to buy a $15 cornhole app right now with 100 plus downloads. It does not say, because why the fuck would it require? The whole thing about Amico Home was to create a storefront you didn't need. That was the whole
exactly.
Point. I'm telling you right now, I can buy for $15 separately right now. It's called Intellivision.
Yeah, what is the point of having Amico Home? Rich, what's the point of having the Amico Home app on iOS if you don't need it? What is the point of that? Like, why not just do exactly what they did? Just put the games on the iOS store. I don't understand why that needs to be on there. Like, it makes sense for on Android because you need it. You need the Amico Home app on Android to access the games. But you don't need it on iOS. So why even bother putting it on there? I don't understand what the point of that is. Ian looking like an old farm goat. Oof.
Amico, it's Amico cornhole. It's right there.
I believe you. I'm just saying.
Sideswipers? Sideswipers.
Then what's he saying?
I have no idea. I'm just telling you what I see. Sideswipers. But they're not all under Amico anymore. You have to like search for one individually. What's another one? Fucking Shark?
Yeah.
Is Shark on there still? I'm sorry. I see 70 other ones named Shark Mania, Hungry Shark World, Hungry Shark Evolution that are probably way better. Shark versus Fish. I think they took off some of these games. Am I wrong? Which other ones did they have? They had Sideswipers, they had Cornhole, they had Astro Smash. What else did they have? Is that it?
There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way. That's in my ear. What the fuck? Dude, cute.
Bacon says to have the experience of having the console front end and partly to have the user experience.
One?
Missile Command?
Missile Command. Is Missile Command on here? Amico Missile Command. Missile Command. Yep.
But isn't the argument, though, to just have the games? So, again, I go back to why do you feel like it's just useless to have that there?
Intellivision Amico Missile Command, $15. It's an app. So they're branded Intellivision still. Required one or more additional devices running the free Amico controller app. There you go.
That app was the best part. I wonder if it needs the Amico Home.
I think what he's saying is quite literally it needs the Amico Home app to connect the...
Sometimes I do that shit. I'm like, wait a minute, this ad is so good. I need to see the end of this. It's a clickbait ad, Scott. It's a clickbait ad.
Controller.
That would be... If it's free, that's fine, but it's not saying that in...
It is free. The Amico Home app is free, but I think that's what he's trying to say.
So these are the takeaways before I read a couple of reviews from these games. This will never pass iOS. Like, I don't think this will ever come out. iOS will not, I think, go for something like this, in my opinion.
Well, I think that's why he's immediately found a way to work around the Amico Home app, is because they're not going to go for it. And if they do go for it, it's going to be because they've reduced it to such uselessness that it's pointless.
Sure. You want to go over a couple of reviews of Amico Home?
No, I don't, because I feel like they're all going to be puffed up. But
no, there's only like 10. They start from August this year. I'll go from most relevant. We'll go from most relevant. Disconnection issues. Awesome. Overall good. Doesn't open. Hey, the system never came out, so this is the next best thing. Need more games, please. I don't know if that's being funny or not. Someone named Nick says, this is the best gaming app ever because I am retro game fan. That has to be a troll.
Thanks, Nick.
And then the one that was deemed most relevant that I'm going to also click yes for find useful. From Mr. F, 1 star.
I did too.
What a wonderful scam the Amico was. $17 million stolen from gullible, naive people on Kickstarter.
Not quite.
Not Kickstarter, but crowdfunding. This app is an insult to everyone who was lied to and used. I gave this app 1 star because at least it didn't steal any money from anyone like the Kickstarter did, crowdfunding. Tommy Tallarico has due for his soul, and his mother is not proud of him, despite what he claims. I mean, pretty much.
Bro, they're never going to get away from it, man. Like, and this is another reason why, like the PR around this whole thing is always going to be bad. It's never going to be good.
It sums it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit. I mean, I'm not going to read the reviews. I should read the reviews of the Cornhole to see how broken that is.
He does look like shit,
on here.
bro.
I'll do that one real quick to see if it has any ones. But yeah, Atari, Atari owns the Intellivision name. You can't just be slapping this on.
It doesn't have any reviews.
Doesn't have any reviews?
No.
So just stars, no reviews?
Yeah.
There's
no
star?
reviews on it because they're in beta. That's why. They keep them in beta so people can't review it. Those games are basically done. I don't know why the only reason why they're still in beta is so people can't, like, basically like all downvote and 1 star and review bomb the games. That's why they're in beta, because Intellivision knows that's what's going to happen if they open them up. I'm sorry, Amico, not Intellivision.
Ratings. Yeah. It has 100 plus downloads, but no reviews.
No idea.
Like, how do they not know this? Come on, this is why, like, even when I agree with them, I'm like, Pat, you idiot. They're in beta. You can't leave a review.
All right. If this was $3, I think I would buy Cornhole just to review it. I think I would.
Oh, if it was $3, I would too. $15 is fucking that's an insulting slap in the face.
Yes, that's insane. Because you put this on Steam for $2 or $3, people would buy it as a lark.
I buy all sorts of fucking weird games as a lark that are $2 to $3.
And this is like a train wreck lark. This is like, oh, I'm gonna see how bad this game was. I'll give you $1.
Shit, if this was on Steam, I could download it, play it for an hour, and then just return it because there's a 2-hour time. You get 2 hours before you refund.
You can put it on your TV and try a motion controller. They have laying around. You can try hook a fucking Wiimote up to your not Wiimote. You can a Switch controller. You can hook up to your PC somehow, right? And kind of use the motion. Do all that shit. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna tell you, John, and whoever else, Phil, if you're there, call the Amico Trash Pack. Put all your games together, $10 Steam. I would fucking buy it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Put an ironic marketing spin on it.
Yep.
The new Action 52, but it's Amico, the Amico 8 or whatever you call it. And it's just fucking garbage. You'll sell 2,000 of them at least. You'll make some money. There you go. Merry Christmas, Phil. There's your fucking. Is there any update? Christmas update on the Republic page, by the way?
Doubtful. If there was, it would be on the Intellivision message.
You know what this means, guys? The Amico update came out after this video, so there's going to be another Pat Nee and Amico video probably on the next show.
I didn't see anything.
I'm holding for what's her name? Her poor dogs or poor poodles? The poor woman.
I also feel like we're finishing up this topic, but this is we've squeezed all the juice from this. Everyone has. I don't go to the Amico message board. I'm sure they're all nice fellows, the subreddit, but I only go maybe every 2 months now, and it's to like kind of concentrate any hits into one pump, so I get that rush that I used to get. But I don't. It's all weak sauce, and it's not their fault. There's nothing. There's nothing. We're not going to get anything more than this. By the time John finally stops responding to some of these dweebs and just hangs it up, I don't know.
The last review was almost a year ago, December 22nd.
Reviewer comments on public.
Update. The last
update on top of it
was December 22nd, 2023 from Phil Adam. Amico end of year update. I almost like reading something to see where they are. Dart Frenzy now available. Look up Dart Frenzy, see how much it costs. It's $15. Dart Frenzy. So there is like 5 or 6 games. When you search Amico, they don't all come up. So it's
Dart
bad
Frenzy
SEO.
was just an
on
old
Google Play Store.
game,
They don't come up.
$15.
Any reviews?
It was funny when I found that out.
Any star ratings? No. How many downloads? Like 50?
50 plus. No star ratings.
Jesus.
They were waiting for the podcast to release again. Yeah.
So Missile Command, Dart Frenzy, Amico more coming. Amazon tablet's a great choice. That's right. Comments are closed. What are the last reviews of this? Real quick before we go. What are the last reviews? There's 1,900 reviews of this Republic crowdfunder. 1,900. I cannot sort by like I think the last.
Oh, that's weird.
One. 1,900 reviews. That's not how many comments. That's people that fucking invested in this piece of shit. I keep hitting show more, and you see $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $1,500. All this fucking money just gone. $8,000. These poor
they don't
fools.
do much anymore, man.
I feel so bad.
He's selling his N64
They didn't know who Tommy was
book.
or how bad this was.
Yeah, that's it.
At the time of the pandemic.
That's the Amico news.